So you've gotten your visa and you've booked your flight to the country that you're going to start your degree in. It could be your bachelor's, master's, or PhD level degree. But if you're traveling to a new country, obviously you're overwhelmed and you need to know. I think here's the few things that you need to know when you land. The things that you're going to need to ensure that you're not offline and you're connected, and this will help ease out the settlement process for you after you've landed. So once you land at the airport, I think the first thing that you need to do is you need to get your SIM card. Your SIM card can be available by different network providers at the airport. Choose the one that provides most benefits and is the cheapest for you. Also ensure that you read on a few reviews about which network is better in which country, because a lot of times, even if you get the cheapest internet and the cheapest package, what could come off as a problem is that the particular internet provider or the service provider will not have a lot of coverage. So ensure that you get the internet connection which has the most coverage, the network that provides you more accessibility and connectivity. Moving ahead, now you've landed and you have internet, which you've gotten. What you're going to do next is that you need to get to your accommodation that you've booked. So, assuming that you've booked your accommodation beforehand or somebody is there to pick you up, if you're going to a relative's place for a few days and then you're deciding to go to university and move into your accommodation, that's great. But a lot of students don't have anybody who can come pick them up, so it's a good idea. So I'm assuming this video is for those people who don't have anybody coming to pick them up. So what you can do is, you're going to book yourself an Uber and you're going to get to the accommodation. You should have your accommodation's address. You should have the Google Maps set up ahead of time before you take your flight. So whenever you land, you get an Uber and you ask the Uber driver to take you there. Also, whenever you're going to a new place, it's always a good idea, because your cards might or might not work. It's a good idea to keep cash in hand. Anywhere over 200 would be great, and $200 or £200 would be great. But please do not keep anything less than that, because initially you also need to travel and you need to get to your accommodation. You need to have something in hand. Also to buy your SIM card and things like that when you're at the airport. So you need to have something with you. So you get an Uber, you get to your accommodation. Of course, everything is furnished there. You have the furniture and everything, but there's not going to be any bedding or any duvet sets or any comforters that you need to, get for yourself. No groceries. Everything has to be done from scratch. You don't know what grocery store to go to. You don't know what detergent to get because you've never done laundry before. So a lot of things that you'll have to research and work on. You also have to see how far your university is going to be from the accommodation that you've booked for yourself, because once you get there, that is when a lot of things come into a clearer picture as compared to when you just saw them in pictures or in videos online. So once you start off with your grocery prep, so what you do in the start, I think a good idea is that you make a list of things that you need. This could include anything from your first week's eating stuff. It could be your bread, eggs, jam, butter, whatever you need. It could also include, if you've not taken any pans and everything with you, you need pans, you need cutlery, you need plates, you need glasses, you need cups, you need all of these things that you need, you're going to use for the rest of the year or the years ahead. So you need to make a detailed list of things that you need. This will also include any eatables. Along with that, you also need to figure out the washing stuff, so the laundry. So you need to get your detergents, you need to get other things related to that. You need to find places, halal food places around the corner where you can just go grab something in case you don't want to cook something for that day. And what kind of options you have around where you're living. You need to go visit, you need to explore the area. I think once you've done all of that, which is why it is really important for you to travel to your country of destination at least a week before your classes start. So you have 1 week to explore the area around. You have 1 week to explore the university where your lecture halls are. You need to figure out your library situation, because a lot of readings you have to get printed from the library. You have to get your student card, you have to get your registration number, your registration card. You have to enroll in your particular program. After you basically land, you get to the university, you go and get your registrations done. They also ask to check your original degrees and transcripts, your documentation. Carry everything with you, the originals with you, because they will have to check all of that. They will have to, and based on that, they will enroll you in your particular program. Once you've done that, your enrollment will then allow you to have access to library or the computer labs. And once you have that access, you will have your cards made for printing and for all of those things for which you need to get your printing and everything done. Your syllabus and your reading material will be given to you before your classes start. It is very different to what you normally do while you're here in Pakistan. So you get all your reading material and your lecture material beforehand. You need to study, prepare, and then sit into a lecture with things in mind. You don't go to your lecture blank, because in a case like that, it is very hard to understand what your teacher is saying and what they're going to talk about. Your class will basically just go to waste, and because you will not have any background information of what they're going to teach you. So yeah, this is basically what you need to do. Get the library situation sorted, see how far your university is from your accommodation. If it's a walking distance, you need to see what the travel time looks like. If it's through a bus or a tube, you need to see what that travel time looks like, and you need to plan ahead, keeping in mind what time you leave for your lecture, so you're there on time and you do not get late. Additionally, you need to fix an internal schedule for yourself, which will be different than an external schedule. An external schedule means, I mean, that's just my terminology, but an external schedule means your study schedule, which includes your classes, when your classes are going to be, what timing you have to get to the university. That is an external schedule. Your internal schedule will look like, because I mean, you're going to have to do everything on your own, right? So you have to have an internal schedule, which means what days do you want to cook, in case you don't want to cook every day. So you have to, pick specific days. Maybe when you don't have a class, those are the days you want to meal prep and you want to cook for yourself, and keep food for like a week, stored for a week, that you can use throughout the week. You have to have a laundry day once in a week. You have to have a cleaning day once in a week. So you have to schedule, because all of these are new things, right? So when you've not done this before, everything was taken care of because you were living with family before. Now you're alone and you need to figure these things out. So if you're figuring these things out, I think a great idea is to have an internal and an external schedule, and ensure that none of the timings or the schedule collide with each other. So this will help you create harmony. One important thing that you need to keep in mind, it's just a tip, I think you should keep one day in a week where you, or bits and pieces, like cut out time blocks during the week, twice or thrice, where you just explore the area that you've gone to, the area around, instead of just visiting the touristy places only. I think it's a good idea to understand and blend into the culture. So which is why, go to nearby libraries, go to nearby restaurants, maybe just travel along the streets, and get to know people and make friends. And I mean, the entire purpose of going to study in a different country is to understand different cultures, is to network and get in touch with people. So I think that is a great way to start. This will also additionally help you in looking for a small job that you're going to be applying, in case you want to work the 20-hour per week schedule that people tend to have along with their education. So if you're somebody who's also looking to work part-time along with their education, I think this is a great start. If you're walking down the street and maybe you find something posted on a wall or something outside a restaurant or a cafe, you can simply apply to those jobs. I think that's a great way to start. You can find different job postings along the area that you're living. You can find different job postings in the university, in different areas where of the university. So if you're just exploring, you will be able to find a lot of places, and if you're getting to talk to people, they can help you identify what kind of jobs you can apply and where to start. So if you're I think the first week of your landing and you're not starting university, or even if you've started university, your visa came out late and you had to go a little later, I think these are things you need to do in the first month or two to settle in and blend in well. Homesickness is a real thing. It does occur. It does happen. Honestly, it doesn't happen right when you land, but I think it takes time. Everybody has a different timeline, of course. It does happen, but I think if you're managing everything with proper organization, it will be easy to get through it and come out of it and actually start enjoying where you've gone.